Previously, Tenjo agreed to enroll in the Osei Academy and for the meantime decided to level up in the other world. But as soon as he stepped out, he heard someone screamed. He arrived there and saved the girl from the monster. But he had to leave after many people showed up for the girl's rescue. Back in the real world, Tenjo is worried about the girl, but also a bit relieved to know there were people to aid her. Tenjo looks at the clothes he always wears and decides to use the converted money to buy some outfits for himself. He goes to his nearest mall. However, as he walks in, everyone starts to stare at him and admire his face. Tenjo doesn't think too much and continues walking. On one side of the mall, a famous photographer, named Hikaru, is getting frustrated because the male model hasn't arrived. And today is the last day of submitting the photos. Hikaru cannot let this attitude keep on going and decides to find a male model right there in the mall itself. Along with the crew, he goes to look for a potential male model. As he was on the escalator going up, his eye spots Tenjo. After requesting, Tenjo agrees to become the male model. Without wasting a second, Hikaru starts taking Tenjo and Miyu, the female model's photo. As expected, Tenjo is having a hard time making different poses. Miyu comforts him. She tells him to be relaxed and don't stress even if he makes a mistake. After taking basic photos, Hikaru then directs both of them to do more dynamic poses. Miyu then crosses her arm with Tenjo's and holds him tightly. Tenjo becomes more nervous as Miyu's breasts are rubbing against his arm. But he somehow manages to compose his male instincts till the shoot finally completes. After it, Miyu thanks Tenjo for saving the day. Or else Hikaru would have been in a lot of trouble. Tenjo emphasizes that he didn't do much, but expresses how much he loved the experience. He reveals that before this he was in a completely different world, and could only have dreamed of being a part of this. He is amazed to see how exhausting this field is and the amount of work every crew member has to do. Tenjo asks Miyu the reason she decided to become a model. Miyu explains that since her childhood, she never received any attention from her parents as they both were busy working. There were days when they didn't even come home because of work. And that's why she decided to become a model. With this, she can get a chance to interact with her fans who support her work. Just then, Sho, the original male model, arrives. Everyone in the stands goes crazy as he waves his hand. Sho apologizes for coming a bit late and explains the reason was that he got a bit drunk. He immediately goes to Miyu and puts her in an uncomfortable position. He asks her to come for a drink after they both are done with the shoot. However, Miyu refuses. Because she is 20 years old and also that she is busy tomorrow. Despite refusing, Sho keeps on forcing her to come with him. Tenjo notices Miyu doesn't like it. He steps in and politely tells Sho to stop troubling her. Sho didn't like the interruption at all and attacks Tenjo by throwing a fist. However, for Tenjo every action Sho makes is in slow-mo. He easily blocks the punch and tosses him over. Everyone is in shock to witness the situation. Tenjo on the other side still comprehending why Sho's movement was incredibly slow. He soon gets back to his senses and is now worried about the mess he has created. He is terrified and fears that everyone is going to yell at him because an ugly guy beats a handsome guy. From inside, he wants to cry and run away as fast as possible. But to his amazement, everyone starts to cheer for him. They are very impressed to see Tenjo's martial arts skills. Sho on the other side, cannot comprehend why a well-trained boxer like him lost to a nobody. Hikaru showing the recorded video tells Sho that his days are over, as he is going to reveal everything Sho did here. And also Hikaru will make sure he doesn't have to deal with Sho ever again. Sho starts to panic and immediately leaves with his manager. Miyu thanks Tenjo for his help and explains that for a couple of days, Sho has been following her and forcing her to date him. She doesn't know what to do and was in constant fear. Hikaru is surprised because he didn't know what was going on. He promises Miyu that nothing like this will happen again because he is going to detach Sho from their company. Hikaru asks Tenjo whether he is interested in pursuing modeling. After today's photoshoot, he really appreciated Tenjo's behavior and could see the potential he has. Tenjo expresses his gratitude for letting him take part in the shoot. However, he doesn't believe he is good enough for this job, and wants to explore his options in other fields. Hikaru respects Tenjo's answer with a smile, and gives him a bunch of apparel as compensation for his work. Hikaru wants to pay Tenjo money but couldn't because the company does not allow to compensate a non-registered model. Tenjo is very happy and shows his gratitude. After shaking Hikaru's hand, he bids both of them goodbye and leaves. In the car, Hikaru notices Miyu blushing while looking at her and Tenjo's photo. He teases her for it and Miyu starts to blush more. In the other world, the girl whom Tenjo saved is Lexia, the princess of the Asilian kingdom. She had enough of waiting and immediately wants to meet the person who saved her life because she wants to show her gratitude. She orders every guard to immediately leave for the forest. The guards show their worry and explain that no human can live in that kind of forest as incredibly strong level monsters reside there. Being a stubborn girl, Lexia ignores their plea and leaves for the forest. In the forest, the guards take on the monsters while Lexia stands away. Suddenly a monster successfully gets behind the princess and is about to attack her. A guard notices it and is in a panic. Not able to get there in time, he shouts and alerts the princess. Princess turns with a fearful look and is in shock to see the monster. Before she is attacked, Tenjo comes to her rescue. He defeats every remaining monster and treats injured guards' wounds. Lexia's heart pounds rapidly as she finally meets her savior. With all her courage she approaches Tenjo. Out of nowhere, she requests him to marry her. Tenjo and the guards are in shock to hear this unexpected proposal. Consider liking and subscribing this channel if you enjoyed the recap. Have a wonderful day ahead.